All right, let's go. I want to get right into this. Want to keep this short and sweet. Keep the video tight as possible. Um, Basically, this is Oakland is that bitch part two, and I want to cover some things that I didn't cover in the first video in more detail. How you can move around here if you need to move around here. First of all, there's a line that I always use. Never put yourself in a precarious situation, that situation that you don't have to be in. Don't put yourself in that situation in the first place. Here's some things that could save your life around this bitch. First of all, the number one rule is no going to the ATM at night. Motherfuckers is watching you when you're not watching yourself. The only thing you need cash for is basically shit in the hood, someplace that takes cash only, or for drugs. And you really shouldn't be doing any of those things. But if you do need cash, go to a grocery store, go to a public place where, you know, there's a lot of viewership and lots of people can see you. That shit can save your life. Usually people prey on other people because they're isolated and they see they're vulnerable. People are watching you when you're not watching yourself. So don't take that trip to the ATM at late at night. And that's not just for Oakland, that's just any city. Second thing you shouldn't do. Number two, do not get gas at night. Again, it's divide and conquer, isolation. 9 times out of 10, you go get gas in the daytime, there's gonna be a lot of people out there with you. You have witnesses, you might not be a target. But at night, you're by yourself. Especially if you're a woman, you shouldn't be going to the gas station, woman or man, nobody. You know, if you look like a target, you're gonna be a target. That's what that is. Number three, don't wear a lot of high-end jewelry. I.e., I hear the fucking most ridiculous shit about people wearing Rolexes and wearing jewelry outside. That shit is only valuable if it, you know, if you get to keep it. 9 times out of 10, you don't get to keep it because motherfuckers is more hungry than you and they want your shit. Desperate times call for desperate measures. So don't get caught out here with a lot of jewelry like you some type of fucking rap star. You know, it's not worth it. You know, it's not worth what you paid for it. And if you're gonna wear the jewelry, you have to be rather you have to afford to lose the jewelry. You know, you have to, anything that you lose in life, you have to be able to afford to lose it. Can you afford to lose a Rolex? Most people can't afford a Rolex, but they buy one anyway. But that's a different day for a different story. You know, you buy all this jewelry and, you know, anything that other people want, it's not valuable to me. It just ain't. You know, what the fuck? You know, you gonna lose your life over Rolex or jewelry? You know, like, these motherfuckers out here in Oakland is killing people for jewelry and everything else. You know, if you don't give it up, you know, that's what it is. All right, which brings me into the next thing. All right, you motherfuckers once again going out here buying these expensive dogs, these Frenchies, you know, the bulldogs, you know, those dogs are useless as far as I'm concerned because shit, they can't protect you. You know, they're just a victim like everybody else. You know, anybody that's weak or feeble, and I'm not knocking that, but this is the real shit out here in Oakland. You know, this is what's happening. So you can't put yourself in that position where, you know, you could be robbed for your animal, because they are doing that, you know. It's like the dogs aren't worth what you're paying for them, and they're not giving you a return in the end. Again, anything that somebody wants, I don't want it. I just don't. As you can see, I'm not wearing no jewelry. I don't go outside with jewelry. I'm like, when I was a youngster, in high school, did that. But even then, I wore a lot of silver, as opposed to gold, and some of my shit was fake, because it was what I could afford. I don't believe in investing in frivolous things, Don't get me wrong. It's nice to have nice things, but there's a time and a place to have nice things. Oakland ain't it. Cause shit, motherfuckers out here starving, they ain't got nothing. So they're not trying to get nothing, but what they are trying to do in the same time, if you got it, you're a target. So they're gonna take it away from you. That's what the people in Oakland do. I mean, it is what it is. The next thing, carry as much money as you could afford to lose. What I mean by that, basically, I keep change in my pocket, if that. These days, everything is gone digital. So why in the fuck do I need money? It goes back to my first point. It's one of those things where Oakland is that bitch. It's like you only need money in the hood or someplace where they're not taking away, they don't take any kind of digital money or you can't pay with your phone. It's like, why take the risk? All right, which brings me to the next thing. I see a lot of people on their phones not paying attention to their surroundings. People are watching you when you're not watching yourself. You need to realize that. So when you're being entertained by that phone, somebody's watching you, and if you looking soft out here in Oakland, you looking like a target, guess what? You just been got. That's what that is. It's like motherfuckers not playing out here. It's like they have no respect for nothing or nobody. When I was coming up as a kid, it's like even the bad guys would, try to lace you and tell you, hey, this is for me, this is what I'm doing, but this is not for your life. I don't see you doing it. Nowadays, nobody gives a fuck, and a lot of shit that goes on out here in Oakland is petty. It's petty, it's stupid, it's foolish, I'm like, from the sideshows to the robberies. All that shit is stupid. There's no future in that shit. So why do it? Next thing, I know y'all done heard about the bipping and shit like that, but again, y'all out here being targets. The reason why you get bipped is because shit, y'all leaving shit in the car that people can see. Y'all coming out these stores with expensive shit, they see you put the shit in the trunk, I'm like, and that's one of the more safer places, but shit, in the car, basically, a car and the locks are to keep the average person out, but it's not to keep everybody out. And if you break the window, shit, all bets are off. You leave that laptop in there, these kids running around with tablets, I'm like, all that shit should be left at the house. It's no reason for that shit to be out in public. It's no reason for you to have your computer in your car, leaving your backpack in the car, I'm like, these motherfuckers after that shit. They want it. And they're gonna take it. When the tourists come here, they steal their luggage. I mean, that's the most sickest shit right there. I'm like, ain't nobody got really shit in their luggage but clothes and, the things, and that's another thing, it's like people overpack, to go places, and so if you lose your shit, you're gonna lose all your shit. That's what it is. In a nutshell, everybody has to be smarter and wiser and think about the actions and consequences that they take, because this shit out here in Oakland is serious, and every other American and national city in the country where, I'm like, this shit is going on. It's not just going on here, it's going on all over the place. And you got to be smarter. Pay attention to your surroundings. Look up and see what's going on. Look around to see what's out of place. Try to know who's watching you and get the jump on them. It's like, if you don't feel safe somewhere where you done went to the ATM or something, walk away. Because shit happens that quick. It's like these motherfuckers rolling up on people, jumping out the car. I done seen this shit firsthand. I'm like, they just jumping out the car. You know, uh, they look in the car. It don't even take them that long. They see if it's valuable. It's like, your shit just been built, and they're gone within a minute or two. I'm like, because shit, most of Oakland is all access to the freeway, so that's what it is. I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover in this one, and I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. But like I said, you gotta be smart about your surroundings. Pay attention. Look around. Be proactive, not reactive. I'm like, and stay ahead of the criminals, cause shit, these motherfuckers will get you. They out to get you. Oakland is that bitch.